First, for us to talk about American football. Remember that call by the vice president that those games should be introduced in Ghanaian schools. Well, that was re-echoed and re-emphasized by the sports minister, Mustafa Yusuf, at the presser here in Accra. American expert, football expert, is in the studio with me. I'm talking about Mohamed Usman Kozi, who is also the president of the Titans of Africa. Mohamed, how are you?
Excellent, thank you.
Okay, just before we jump to the main one, what's up with the Titans of Africa? What's up with you guys?
Well, so Titans of Africa, we're doing great. We just went to Tanzania to introduce the game, and then the game has been welcome, and we introduced at the school level as well.
Was it in Arusha or Dar es Salaam?
We were in Dar es Salaam.
Okay, go ahead.
So we had a series of camps with schools, and then we're looking forward to go back there and run our first league among the schools. So yeah, that's so far our latest
for Ghana,
update.
how's Titans of Africa doing?
Titans of Africa is doing great. If you saw a couple of weeks ago, we had a basketball camp at the University of Ghana.
Yeah.
Over 200 student athletes participated. And as far as what our mission is to bring opportunity to deserving hands, so I think we're doing great.
So far, so good.
So far, so good.
Okay. The real reason you are here, American football in Ghana school. The call came from the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana. How welcoming was it for you?
To me, like I keep saying, seeing the government's readiness to accept and support the existence of American football in Ghana is really a big news to me, right? So if the government itself is saying, welcome to this game, and I see it's going to be sustainable.
What has moved the Vice President, in your own opinion, what has moved him to say that we need to move this game to the school? What do you think has moved him?
You know, getting things being done at the school level is really supporting the future of the thing. Right, anything that you take to schools will, with the right structure, of course, because other sports like basketball, other sports like hockey have been taken to schools, but I don't hear of them these days. So with the right structure, doing it at the school level is definitely what we want for the future.
Okay. Well, pretty soon we're seeing visuals of what we are talking about, American football. We'll see visuals of it pretty soon. But hey, people have the notion that already our curriculum is choked. Why must we embrace American football into Ghanaian schools quickly? What are the benefits quickly?
See, American football is a game that really develops your mental ability. So I perceive it to be more of mental than physical. And right before you even get to the field, we study playbooks. So it's a game that involves learning, and learning in a way that you are improving your knowledge, advancing your knowledge and your decision making. When you get back to your books, I think you'll be excellent.
How physical is American football that probably one would say that, okay, I don't want my daughter or my son to be part of it?
So you should know that there are two versions of the game. One is tackle football, where they wear the helmet and then the shoulder pad, and the other is a flag football, where they wear the flag belt around their waist.
Just like what you have?
Yeah, just like what I have. So in flag football, it's zero contact. All you have to do is to remove this, and then you have tackled the player. So when you look at the tackle football, that's one we wear the helmet. In the past, there were issues of concussion and all that. Yeah. But Ghana and Africa, now, the level that is being introduced is flag football with zero contact. So everyone, including yourself, parents, women, men, can get involved.
So for now, if we are supposed to start American football, we have to do the touch one?
The flag football.
The flag football.
Flag football.
Okay.
Yeah, we call it flag football because it's so easy, number one. Number two, a soccer field divided into four makes 4 American football field, that's the flag football field. So every school, I believe, have a soccer field. So once you have a soccer field, with just cones, we can mark American football field. So it's something that even tomorrow, when we want to standardize it at schools, is doable.
Okay.
All you need to do is to have the flags.
Okay. Take us back. Okay, now we are going back to the issue. Break it down for us, the merits and the demerits of introducing American football into our schools. What would be the advantage and disadvantage? Tell us.
Well, when you talk about the merits, there are a lot of merits. This game is going to open a lot of touristic activities. You know, people from the diaspora will get in touch with their schools, trying to, people of American football background would like to really connect with the schools to have this activity going. That is going to bring a lot of visibility as far as marketing is concerned for those schools. Yeah. And then talking about the demerits, I will not say it's an expensive sport. Of course, it is an expensive sport, yes, but I will not say it to discourage people because we, as Titans of Africa, we are there to support the development of this game in schools. Taking us back to the Elwak Sports Stadium, we gave out some flags and some balls to schools that were interested to practice the game.
I saw the video, yeah.
So we are there to support. So I wouldn't say it's difficult to go by. else? Yeah, so that's it. About the merits, is going to really open and throw spotlight on schools because it's an international sport, and once it's practiced, it's going to draw the attention of the diaspora.
Okay, that call by the vice president for this to be introduced in our schools, that means a lot of backgrounds and probably project work has been done here and there. What do you think has gone into that the second gentleman of the land believes that it should be introduced in our school? What has gone into it first before?
Well, the government has seen the potential, I should say, and then the government stands as the first contact of the country.
Yeah.
So even if it's not his call, the wave, all right, of American football being pronounced in Africa has taken place. And the NFL itself, that is the highest league, has a lot of Africans or African descent.
Yeah.
So if Africa has the game well structured, then more talents will be produced. So I think they have seen the light, and then they want to, also bring that light to the country.
Okay, your institution, that is Titans of Africa, they are in connection with NFL. How quickly do you think this thing will be feasible in Ghana, and what are we likely to see within the next 5 years? So we said, okay, let's go ahead and introduce it.
All right, so you look at Jeremiah Owusu-Kramah, who is currently the global flag football ambassador, who is holding camps in Ghana. He's been coming yearly, and these camps are really opening more connections and more visibility to the country. Yeah. Talking about what we are anticipating in the next 5 years, we want to see some leagues locally run. We want to see the development not only at the schools, but to touch the communities, because not everyone is in school. So someone who is outside school should also benefit from this game. So there will be school programs, there will be community programs, league here and there. We launched the national team. Of course, we are preparing them to be able to compete on the international and national platforms. So, yeah, that's what I think our intermediate and long-term plans are.
Okay, quickly. Should we probably start the project here in Accra and spread it out, or probably start from the other side of the countryside? I'm talking about the villages before we get to Accra, and why?
Back in 2020, I recall January 2020, 2021, I went to the Upper East. I went to the Upper East to introduce the game.
And I saw those pictures.
Yes, so they are there. When you look for it, you see them. So the reason is, I want to assure the Ghanaians that not single corner will be left out. That's why I started from the top. Okay. So from there, we went to Akosombo, we've been to Takoradi, we've been to Cape Coast. So the development will really touch all the regions of Ghana.
Well, just like we are trying to improve it, let's try and also look at Africa. I was watching TV and I saw American football in Nigeria, and it's becoming bigger and bigger. What role are Chances of Africa trying, just like you said you went to Tanzania, to spread the game across Africa? What roles are you playing now?
So we are not only Tanzania. Last year, we went on a continental tour that was for 5 countries, Zambia, Liberia, Gambia, Tanzania, Zimbabwe. So the whole agenda is to be able to make sure the game is strategically implemented and also in a sustainable manner on the continent of Africa. When you speak about Nigeria, Nigeria happens to be one of the countries that has produced more players in the National Football League, and they are currently running a league. So the same thing will be brought to Ghana. Whatever is happening there in terms of currently a league is being run called the Uprise Flag Football League that is being champion-headed by Osi Umiyora, who is the head of the NFL Africa. So we are really in discussions for the same thing to be implemented here in Ghana. So that's about it.
Well, this is Sports World. My name is Phil John Quarter. I've been engaging the president of Titans of Africa on the vice president call that American football should be introduced or about to be introduced in Ghana schools. And that was re-echoed by the sports minister. Quickly, just before you go away, what do you foresee in Africa within the next 10 years about American football? What do you foresee? So
that will make me tag this ball that I'm holding. You can see that this is a licensed ball, unofficially licensed ball by the Eagles.
Eagles, yeah.
Eagles gained a marketing right to Ghana last year.
Yeah, I saw.
That is Eagles, one team of the NFL.
Yeah.
So in the next 5 years, more teams are going to come. What am I trying to say? I see, or I foresee people being franchise owners of teams here in Africa. Yeah. I see people being team owners, and then I see leagues being played, international leagues being played in Africa.
Quickly, let's talk about, before you just go away, a question just came to my mind. I think it went off again, but I'll try and get it before you go away. Okay. American football. Somebody believes that because it's in touch with education, we should go and start from the university, and that will be the key thing, that the SSS, they'll be too choked. What do you make of it? Universities or SHS, and why?
I even think the basic schools. Yes.
Say again?
I think the basic schools. Why? Because catch them young and they shall be yours forever. When something is implanted in the mind of a young person, when I say young, I'm looking at age 10 and below, they grow up with it. So by the time they reach the senior high level, they already know the game, and then they take that level to the university level and after. So this is a sustainable plan. So we don't start from the university, but rather we start from the basic schools and transition into the future.
Well, another question coming from viewer, he says that quickly, how can one be part of this very sports? It looks as if it's quite interesting. How can they be part of it?
Okay, so you can check our social media pages, Instagram at the Titans of Africa, or reach out directly to me on Director Development Mo, or DIRDEVMOH on Instagram, and then I'm available to answer all your questions.
Okay, what has been the American football authorities, I'm talking an NFL, the approach towards this very project, Titans of Africa? What has been the approach?
The approach is not towards Titans of Africa, but the approach is towards the implementation and the development of American football on the continent of Africa. So Titans of Africa, we are just being a vessel for really ensuring that this game is being promoted properly, and then we are using our resources to support the development however we can.
Quickly, the national team, how's it going for them, the national team?
It's going good. We keep training and we keep adding various talent that are being shortlisted from the camps that we are holding. Until or unless we see that they have met a standard of competition, we are still working.
How quickly are we supposed to hear from them, whether they are trying to play games, friendly matches here and there, and noise about the team?
So the national team currently, they embark on developmental activities with me. We go to regions by regions, and then we try to use their expertise because they have gained enough knowledge to be able to transmit it to community. So currently we are embarking on developmental activities. Once that is done, I think you'll hear of us playing matches.
Last question. What should corporate bodies in Ghana, the approach toward this very sports, how should they welcome it, corporate bodies?
Well, this is the time to get on board, and this is the time to support and have your brands being present in this game, because the game holds a lot of potentials, and if at this time you don't get involved, I don't know when you will. So I'll give a call to all corporate bodies who want to support, to start supporting now before it's too late.
Probably the last question. What will be your message to the various schools now that the message has come from the Vice President? What would you tell the Ghana Education Service and that to the schools themselves regarding the sports?
The schools should open their doors and then be ready for us coming in to support. And the game is 100% safe. This is shown to the parents. There are issues of concussion and all, but the level that is being introduced to Ghana is flag football. Flag football has zero contact, and flag football is totally safe.
Mohamed, thank you very much. Hoping that that game you're talking about, American football, will be brought to the schools and we will help it grow.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, and see you once again.
Thank you.
Well, all too soon, we are about wrapping up. Remember that 19 hours GMT will be time.